Hopefully it will be easy. Sorry, I'll restart since we just hit recording. I'm Deanna, and I'll be teaching the 2 Corinthians 13 today, which is the last book of the Corinthian chapters that we'll be studying. Just 14 short verses, and I think it was a fairly simple chapter overall. So we'll get started. As we know, this book covers Paul visiting the Corinthian churches, and so over the 2 books, we've talked about his many visits, or maybe not many visits. So how many visits? Don't show it with your fingers. You got to raise your hands, Mr. Minister. Go ahead, Brandon.
3rd visit.
Yes, it is his 3rd visit, and final visit in the Corinthians chapters. Now, when he's talking in this chapter, he's talking about bearing witness. Hannah, how many people must bear witness at each matter, and why do you think that is?
2 to 3.
2 to 3.
Because if you just listen to one person, like you can't really believe them. It has to be more than one person to give like a true answer. Yes,
usually in a group of people, it's going to be much more likely that that is the truth of what's going on. So we want to ensure no false testimony. Why is Paul in this chapter telling the Corinthians to test themselves? Okay, go ahead, Hannah.
I know he says, like, if you test yourself, like, it'll just, like, you'll pass. You won't fail at all, like, just to make sure, like, that you are, like, you are following Jesus Christ and you believe everything he's saying. So, like, it should be easy for you, because if it's not really a test, then you should just pass automatically.
Okay. Before you examine others, you want to make sure yourself is right with Christ, right? Like you shouldn't be casting judgment on others if you're not even following the correct faith, or you're not there. So Paul's just making sure you're saying, look inward before you look outward at what others can fix. Renee, did you want to say anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay. And why does it say God granted Paul authority in this chapter when we're reading it? Go ahead, Tyrell.
Because God was speaking through him, through Paul.
Okay. Yes, he's speaking through them, but mainly to build the Corinthians up, right? To give them the courage to follow God and to stay right. All right. And then this one's a little tricky. There's like 5 different things that Paul told the Corinthians to do in this chapter.
Yes.
Nobody else? Anybody else?
Oh, is that Jesse? You were raising your hand?
Yes, but
Okay.
I let other people first if anybody wants to go.
No, you go for it. You haven't answered any yet today.
Oh, to restore themselves, restoration.
Restoration. Does anyone else have anything?
There
was a whole list of things.
Oh yeah, build each other up, be of one mind.
Have faith.
Trust in the Lord.
All right. So rejoice. That was what Titi said. Strive for full restoration. Encourage one another. Be of one mind and live in peace. That's what Paul was encouraging the Corinthians to do, which is, I think, great advice for anyone, right? And then at the end of it, it talked about how they should greet one another. Go ahead, Hannah.
With a holy kiss.
With a holy kiss. And in today's time, it often might be a handshake in certain cultures, but a kiss was very common back then to greet each other. And so the takeaways from this chapter, again, very short. Ensure when necessary, you have witnesses when you're confronting someone or addressing an issue. Examine your faith and test your own self before you go around judging others, and greet others kindly. That is all for this chapter. Yes, Hannah?
Can you show me what a holy kiss might have looked like then?
I cannot. I'm gonna guess it's a kiss like we do now on the cheeks. Yes. Eddie?
Yes, it's practiced today in the Muslim world. They
That's
give
right.
3 kisses. That's basically it.
Yes,
One
yeah,
kiss,
that's
one
right.
hand in it. 3 kisses. So not only one holy kiss, but 3.
All right.
That's
Any
what I
other questions?
No?
That was good.
All right. I was thinking that next time, I can do a recap of all of Corinthians, and then after that, if we want to change my